welcome back to Crawford Street Junction. Done quite a bit on the layout now. You remember I put the stationing up at the top here, and this was going to be a flat area and then coming down at an angle. But what I found out later on when I started to do it, that the angle was too steep, it didn't look right. So I decided to mock up the arches. I've done this out of 4mm MDF, and these sections here are the lolly sticks and then plaster card over the top. And then what I've done, I put it over to make my road bridge, which at this point here I'm going to continue the arch there and come over underneath and then arch it back. And this will then the car park area going across the road up to there for the terminus station at the top. Put myself a few little walls in down at the bottom there as a retainer. Put a bit of green on there, so just to take your eye off it really. I don't want everything looking too straight. And then what I've done now is at this side of the wall, I've put a road bridge in there now instead of just I had a flat piece of boarding, like I've got my advertisements there, and I weren't happy with it. So what I've done, I'm trying to make the backdrop here at this back end over here, I'm trying to make it a bit more 3D. So what I've done, I've built the bridge out, the road bridge there, and where you see the triangle coming down at the corner, I've put steps in behind there, and there's going to be railings across the top. And then I'm going to put steps down this area, and I've got myself a footbridge, which I'm going to use obviously the sides of it for there, and then return it at this point here. So that'll make it a bit more 3D and jump off the wall. And then what I've done with the coaches is I've took a quarter of the bus off, sawn it in, not half but a third of it off, and glued them into the wall. So then the overall look of it is one's going in and one's coming out, and there's another one there as if they're leaving the depot and coming up to the station further up. Now I've managed to get my retaining walls in now. The Pickford building is finished, and so is the mill area. So I'll reposition the camera, and then we can take a look just a bit further up the layout. But for now, this is not looking too bad. I've got to put a road bridge in here yet, but I'm not too sure what style I want there yet. So I've been looking at a few photographs on Google and that, and see what it would look like with different bridges. Like I say, now at the top we've got the station, and then that comes across the road, and now built the back in. The back of here now will be green, and then this will cover in here and come down, so look like the road disappearing into the distance. And what I'm going to do up at the top here is have a banking coming down this way onto there to soften that edge. So I'll reposition the camera and I'll show you what I've been doing at this end. Right, as I said, now I've got the Pickford building done. I put the brickwork at the bottom for like a foot in, just to make it look like it's really built in. What I've got to do now is just probably be a bit of grass along the edge, weed, so it look like it's really sitting down. Put a bit of a grass verge in there, and then what I've done, I've put some security fence down in the bottom there, oops, at the bottom there, and then I've now started where the station will be on the top, on the raised area. I've now started putting the bridge in and the retaining wall at this area here for when the station, that's what it will look like. And I'm going to cut this bridge up, and there'll be a step coming off here onto this platform area, and this is the way they'll get up to it. The other thing I've got to do there is extend the platform and just finish that area off there. So there's a platform to do, finish the retaining wall off at this end. As you can see, this end's not done yet, just at this point. And when we come round where the road finishes there, this has got to be cut across here. So if we then got to put a piece of ply underneath, because this is then when my stairs lift up, this set up all this section at the back here, as you know, if people have watched it before, this has to lift up to get to the stairway. So I'll reposition the camera yet again, and then I'll show you what I've been doing on top now. It doesn't look such a tip anymore. So this is on the raised area now, where the station is, where it comes up from the bridge. And what I've done now, I've marked out where my road will be and where the bus station will be. So I've got a bus station on one side and obviously the railway station on this side. Where you can actually see the ply lines is when I'm going to put some MDF, maybe 4mm, something like that, to raise it for a curb. And then the station area is going to be raised up, may even be about 12mm high. And then what I'm going to do at the front here is put steps down to make it look a little bit more grand for a station. And then obviously once I've cut this road section out here, this then will lift off. I can put my lights on and everything else, and then it can be screwed down once and for all, which then will lift with the stairs area. So that's where I've got to up to now. I think I'm doing quite well with it. This area where the newel post comes through at this point here, I've got myself a bit of a building which I can plonk over the top, and that will go up and down with it. So that'll get rid of that. That's where the curb is there for that. I'll shift that board out of the way. Maybe I should have done that in the first place. Well, that's where that building will sit there. I'm thinking of having that as the waterboard's pump station. So that's the overall look at this section at the moment now. I'll get all my curbs in and everything else, my plasticard. When I went down this time to the model shop, no paving, nothing like that, so I couldn't carry on with that section. But that's the overall look at it now. And what I have done is, when I've been doing the bridges, the walls, I've actually took some stills. So somewhere in this video I'll have the stills, and you can see how I've got to this stage. Because to keep stopping, filming, stopping, sometimes you don't get anything done. So this is the reason I've done it this way, and I'll put the stills on probably at the end. So if you're not bored by this time, you can have a look at the stills and where I've got up to. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. And if you like, subscribe. And I'll speak to you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye now.